Hey there guys, this is Richard, your host, with another marvelous video. Villains are heroes too. Think about it, my villainous vanguards. If the supervillains didn't exist, we wouldn't need the superheroes either. If there was no crisis or catastrophe caused by the supervillains, the superheroes would hang up their capes and lead a normal life amongst us, with little or no use for their superpowers, and there would be no comic books. And don't you deny it, it's solely for the evil machinations of the supervillains that we get so many entertaining stories, and comics are so funny. Our video today is dedicated to such supervillains from the DC multiverse, who has made it their life's purpose to pose challenges for our heroes, and in turn keeping comic books alive. So, let's delve into the world of top 100 DC supervillains. Before we begin, we have a small request. If you like our content, please subscribe to our channel. It's a small click from you, but it means a lot to us. Thank you. Top 10 Green Lantern villains. Let's jump into the sinister world of Green Lantern supervillains. A gallery of daunting foes wielding colorful, powerful rings, devious schemes, and malevolent intent, challenging the Guardians of the Universe and the Green Lantern Corps at every cosmic turn. Hector Hammond. Hammond debuted in Green Lantern Volume 2, Issue number 5 in April 1961. In his pre-crisis origin, he was a small-time criminal on the run, getting his powers from a meteorite that landed in Gorilla City, Africa. Post-Infinite Crisis, Hammond emerged in the aftermath of Hal Jordan obtaining his power ring, asserting himself as Carol Ferris's boyfriend. In reality, a consultant for Ferris Aircraft, Hammond's involvement in Abin Sur's spacecraft inspection led to exposure to a meteorite fragment, causing his cerebral expansion and newfound telepathic abilities. But due to his growing head, he was physically limited to a wheelchair. Intruding into minds, he discovered Jordan's secret as the Green Lantern. He created the Second Royal Flash Gang, was a member of the Secret Society, and was also a part of the Orange Lantern Corps. He was later taken over by the orange entity of Aries, and he turned into Ophidian with immense power of the orange spectrum. Infused with meteoric powers, Hammond's intellect soars, coupled with telepathy, telekinesis, energy projection, clairvoyance, and illusion casting capabilities. Major Force. Clifford Mech, aka Major Force, debuted in Fury of Firestorm, the Nuclear Men issue number 9 in June 2013. He initially came into the scene as an antagonist of Captain Atom. He was a military operative sentenced to life in the US Air Force for heinous crimes. He opted for perilous nuclear-powered genetic experiments in exchange for a pardon. Wade Eiling facilitated this transformation through Project Atom. His notoriety escalated when he emerged as a dangerous adversary to Green Lantern, committing a gruesome act by murdering Alex DeWitt, the girlfriend of Kyle Rayner, and brutally stuffing her body in a refrigerator. Powered by nuclear energy, Major Force is able to exhibit superhuman durability and physical strength. He can fly and shoot nuclear blasts from his hands, and can also absorb energy and matter.
Ended in tragedy. The Manhunters destroyed people, planets, and...
Manhunters. The Manhunters debuted in first issue special number 5 in August 1975. The Guardians of the Universe initially created the Manhunters as the initial endeavor to establish an interstellar police force combating evil across the galaxy. However, the rogue Owen Kroner's reprogramming distorted their mission. Influenced by Kroner, the Manhunters concluded that since all crime stems from emotional responses, which originate from organic life, the universe's order can only be preserved by eliminating all organic life forms. Operating under the mantra, "No man escapes the Manhunters," they ruthlessly descended upon the worlds of Sector 666, mercilessly exterminating every organic being in their path. Later, the Manhunter technology was used in creating OMAC drones. Devoid of emotion, the Manhunters, an intergalactic hive mind, have established cells on alien worlds, aligned with the Sinestro Corps, and engaged in conflicts with the Olympian Guards. They're made up of an alloy that gives them super strength and durability. They're able to fly and survive in space, and their power staff can shoot energy blasts and incapacitate powerful adversaries, as they're constructed of the green spectrum. They're able to detect human beings and emotions. Arquillo. Arquillo debuted in Green Lantern Volume 4, Issue number 10 in May 2006. Arquillo, a savage carnivore, was handpicked by Sinestro for his Sinestro Corps because he had the ability to instill great fear in others. After being taken to Quad, his brutal nature helped him climb the ranks fast, becoming the Corps' drill sergeant and supervising the making of new Quadian rings. He played a significant role in the Sinestro Corps War, especially in battles like Mogo and Ranks. In a one-on-one showdown, he faced off against Kilowog from the Green Lantern Corps. He was ultimately defeated by Mogul, who ripped out his tongue and wore it like a medal in a battle. Arkillo has not been heard of since then. Arkillo is big, physically similar to Kilowog. As a result, he's quite intimidating and squares the bejesus out of his adversaries. He's extremely strong with superhuman durability. Combined with the power of his yellow fear ring, he can cause unstoppable destruction, leaving ashes in his wake. Atrocitus. Atrocitus made his debut in Green Lantern Volume 4, issue number 25, in January 2007. His entire family on Riot fell victim to the Guardians' malfunctioning Manhunter androids during the Sector 666 massacre. Seeking revenge against the Guardians, he aimed to achieve it by destroying the Green Lantern Corps. Atrocitus had affiliations with the Empire of Tears, the Five Inversions, and the New Guardians. Responsible for Abin Sur's demise and the crashing of his spaceship on Earth, he played a crucial role in the creation of Hal Jordan's Green Lantern. Following the Sinestro Corps War, he harnessed his rage to forge a Red Lantern, powering rings and assembling the Red Lantern Corps, dangerous adversaries to the Green Lanterns. He was also responsible for creating the cosmic divining rod that was later used by Black Hand. Blessed with superhuman strength and agility, he uses blood magic powered by his unending rage to summon necromantic abilities once employed by the Five Inversions and Empire of Tears. Owning a red power battery and power ring, he's able to create constructs similar to the GL Corps. He can also employ blood rituals to peer into the future. Star Sapphire. Carol Ferris, aka Star Sapphire, first appeared in Showcase issue number 22 in October 1959. She was the president of Ferris Aircraft and was in love with her new recruit, Hal Jordan. She was also in love with Hal's alter ego, Green Lantern. However, she was chosen by the extraterrestrial warrior women, Zamorans, to become their ambassador on Earth to eliminate Green Lantern. With the help of the Star Sapphire gem, she was given powers similar to the Lanterns. However, she was defeated and lost all memory of it. Later, her memory was restored and, till date, she's been one of the frontline warriors of the Zamorans. Owning a Star Sapphire power battery and ring, she's able to create constructs just like the GL Corps. With the power of flight, she also possesses the power to mend injuries and revive the deceased. Granted, the fallen individual shares a deep bond of love with someone nearby, establishing a connection between their hearts. Black Hand. William Hand, aka Black Hand, first appeared in Green Lantern Volume 2, issue number 29, in June 1964. Before Infinite Crisis, Black Hand started off as a petty thief to distance him from his abusive family. He later delved into bigger crimes and eventually faced Green Lantern. However, his origin changed after Infinite Crisis. Heiring from the Hand family, owner of a funeral home, he was obsessed with death and loved to sleep with corpses in graves and butcher animals. He found his true calling when Atrocitus unlocked his mind and set him on the path to expunge the emerald light of the GL Corps. He later killed himself and was resurrected as a Deadite. He was then recruited by the Guardian of Death and decided with Necron to resurrect the dead heroes and villains to bring about the Blackest Night. However, he was summoned to live by the White Lantern Corps and was brought back to life, and his connection with Necron was severed. He was later apprehended by the Indigo tribe and imprisoned. He held the cosmic divining rod, much similar to the power rods of the Manhunters. His main power came from the Black Lantern rings, with which he could resurrect the dead to do Necron's bidding. Sinestro. Thal Sinestro first appeared in Green Lantern Volume 2, issue number 7, in August 1961. Hailed as the greatest Green Lantern, maintained an almost crime-free Sector 1417 under his watchful eye. Bonded by deep friendship, Abin Sur and Sinestro considered each other brothers. Sinestro, eventually marrying Aries Sur, Abin's sister, shared a child with her. Following Abin's tragic murder, Sinestro, with Hal Jordan's aid, brought Atrocitus to justice. However, the strain of sustaining perfection in his sector led Sinestro down a dark path, gradually unhinging him. Hal uncovered Sinestro's oppressive rule, forcing worship and imposing unjust regulations on his planet. Their confrontation resulted in Hal banishing Sinestro to the realm of Quad. Undeterred, Sinestro collaborated with the Weaponeers, forging the Yellow Ring of Fear and establishing the Yellow Lantern Corps. Once a Green Lantern, he was an indomitable icon of willpower. He's highly skilled in hand-to-hand combat and combat using power rings. Even without his yellow ring, he's able to attune to any fear lingering in anyone's mind. Additionally, he's extremely skilled and strategic.
The Corps ever faced the gravest was an entity of fear known as Parallax.
Parallax. Parallax first appeared in Green Lantern Volume 3, issue number 50, in March 1994. Parallax, a malevolent entity with roots tracing back to ancient times, embodied fear, inducing civilizations to self-destruct in paranoia as it traversed worlds. The Guardians of the Universe confined this demonic parasite within Oa's central power battery, employing willpower as the antithesis to fear. Kept dormant for aeons, the Guardians concealed Parallax's true nature to prevent its release. As the yellow impurity, Its influence rendered power rings ineffective against the color yellow, requiring exceptional willpower to master. Parallax insidiously manipulated Hal Jordan, exploiting his self-doubt, instigating fear, and notably accelerating signs of aging. Responsible for Jordan's destructive acts, including the apparent murder of Sinestro and the Central Battery's destruction, Parallax fused with Jordan's soul, leading to a murderous spree and triggering the 0-hour event. Though defeated later, Parallax's malevolence persisted through possession of various superheroes during Green Lantern events. Parallax possesses the vast abilities of a Quadian power ring, creating solid energy constructs, like a convincing Sinestro duplicate for Hal Jordan. His yellow-colored energy projection and fear-casting powers easily scares even strongest beings like Superman and Wonder Woman. Capable of possession and mind control, Parallax exerts control over any sentient being with unparalleled proficiency. Volthoom. Volthoom first appeared in Green Lantern Annual Volume 5, Issue No. 1, in October 2012. Born a million years into the future on Earth 15, Volthoom and his mother harnessed the electromagnetic spectrum's energy to create a travel lantern for time and space travel. Fleeing evil aliens, Volthoom's escape cost his mother's life. While traversing, he crafted power rings, including the Ring of Volthoom and another utilized by Earth 3's crime syndicate. In 10,000 million BC on Earth, Volthoom became the first lantern, later succumbing to insanity. Imprisoned by Maltus aliens, the Guardians used his DNA to create the Third Army. Rogue Green Lanterns thwarted their assimilation plan. In a battle on Oa, the Guardians drained more power from Volthoom, unwittingly freeing him. Seeking revenge, he captured the Guardians and drained power from multiple ring-bearers to rewrite the universe. Black Hand, with a Black Lantern ring, encounters Hal Jordan and Sinestro, leading to their imprisonment in Volthoom's chamber. Simon Baz joins the Green Lantern Corps to combat Volthoom and the Third Army, after Sinestro and Hal Jordan's rings seek aid on Earth. Volthoom, possessing immortality, commands the emotional spectrum with mastery, effortlessly accessing all colors simultaneously. His influence extends to causing rifts in reality and altering its fabric. Capable of altering his size at will and teleporting anywhere, he also boasts flight, invulnerability, and rapid regeneration from any inflicted wound, including those that might be fatal. Top 10 Flash Villains. Now let's take a look at Flash's Rogues Gallery, a captivating array of adversaries and ne'er-do-wells, each armed with unique abilities, sinister motives, and a timeless pursuit of chaos, presenting challenges for the Crimson crime fighter in his run for justice.
Why do they call you people the Heat? I'm the Heat!
Heatwave. Heatwave first appeared in The Flash Volume 1, Issue No. 140, in November 1963. Growing up on a farm near Central City, Mick Rory's childhood fascination with fire transformed into an unhealthy obsession. One night, he set his family's home ablaze, captivated by the flames instead of seeking help. Later, as a fire eater in a traveling circus, Rory embraced his mania and adopted the villainous persona Heatwave. Donning a protective asbestos costume and wielding a flamethrower called the Hot Rod, he clashed regularly with the Flash in Central City, leading to frequent jail stints. Influenced by the manipulations of the Top, Rory briefly reformed, working as a firefighting consultant. Despite befriending Barry Allen, Rory eventually returned to a life of crime, succumbing once again to his criminal tendencies. He was a member of the Rogues, Secret Society of Supervillains, Legion of Doom, Freedom Fighters, Legends, and Suicide Squad. Besides being a criminal mastermind, he's a pyrotechnic and explosive expert.
Forgotten the art of misdirection. Oh, shoot.
Abracadabra. Abra first appeared in The Flash, Volume 1, Issue No. 128, May 1962. Citizen Abra, originally a 64th century stage magician known as Abracadabra, faced a dwindling demand for his performances due to advanced technology surpassing magic. Learning of a time machine fueled by M-metal, offering a single trip through time, Kadabra seized the opportunity to travel back to an era where magicians thrived. Intruding upon the laboratory and immobilizing scientists, he journeyed to the 20th century, specifically Central City, where he clashed with the Flash. After numerous encounters, Kadabra was eventually returned to the 64th century. Authorities there ensured anyone near him would applaud and cheer, curbing his criminal impulses in the Flash's era. Leveraging advanced futuristic technology, Kadabra can execute impressive feats. Concealed within the gem flower on his lapel, a potent device can either immobilize his targets or compel them to carry out specific actions, like applauding. Additionally, after striking a deal with the demon Neron, Kadabra underwent a transformation into a genuine sorcerer, endowed with the ability to cast spells and unleash powerful energy bolts. Mirror Master. The Mirror Master first appeared in The Flash Volume 1, issue number 105 in March 1959. Samuel Joseph Scudder, a mere convict, harbored a unique ambition, mastering the art of entering the reflection within a mirror. His journey took a fateful turn in a hall of mirrors, where he stumbled upon the ability to access his own reflection. Adopting the criminal moniker Mirror Master, he became a recurring adversary of the Flash. Scudder's demise coincided with Barry Allen's during the Crisis on Infinite Earths, but his legacy lived on through Scottish mercenary Evan McCulloch. Given Scudder's costume and weapons by a US consortium, McCulloch relocated to Keystone City, becoming a formidable foe for Wally West's Flash. As a member of the Rogues and the Secret Society of Supervillains, McCulloch wields mirrors to unleash a myriad of effects, including hypnotism, invisibility, holograms, physical transformations, communications, and interdimensional travel. He also uses a laser pistol to stun his adversaries.
Feels impossible.
I know. Now get ready. This time we're on the same team.
Gorilla Grod. Grod debuted in The Flash Volume 1, issue number 106 in May 1959. The Flash's adversary from Gorilla City in the African jungles was endowed with extraordinary intelligence and dangerous mind control abilities. Legend holds that his powers were granted when exposed to a space rock in the African jungles, although later retcons suggest Gorilla City originated on the planet Kale and was brought to Earth through Grod's manipulations after gaining his powers. A recurring antagonist for the Flash, Grod faced near death in a clash with Flash and Green Lantern. Remarkably, he found healing through the Nzami, a holy child among the gorillas of Gorilla City. Grod is extremely intelligent and a deadly combatant, endowed with superhuman strength and durability, like the super gorillas of Gorilla City. He's adept in telepathy and mind control, and can possess the bodies of whoever he wants to. Captain Boomerang. George Digger Harkness made his debut in The Flash Volume 1, issue number 117, in December 1960. He was the illegitimate son of American toymaker W. W. Wiggins and Betty Harkness, faced a bad upbringing in poverty, worsened by his harsh stepfather. Discovering his knack for crafting boomerangs early on, he turned to a life of crime, prompting a reunion with his real father, who bestowed upon him a costume and the alias Captain Boomerang. A recurring adversary of the Flash and a regular in his rogues gallery, Captain Boomerang later joined the Suicide Squad, remaining a constant until its disbandment. Seeking resurgence in his career, he enlisted the Calculator's help. During this time, Harkness reached out to his abandoned son, Owen Mercer. Engaged in a mission to attack Jack Drake, Captain Boomerang faced double-crossing, leading to his demise and subsequent revival as a Black Lantern during Blackest Night. Ultimately, Brightest Day restored him to his living self. Harkness has skillfully created an array of specialized boomerangs for various situations, showcasing his genius-level intellect and absolute mastery of these throwing weapons. Captain Cold. Leonard Snart, aka Captain Cold, debuted in Showcase issue number 8 in June 1957. Raised in an abusive environment, Snart embarked on a criminal path after his grandfather died. Joining a group of thieves, each equipped with a gun and visor, Snart adopted the visor design into his signature costume. Coming upon an article about how cyclotronic energy emissions can cause disruptions in Flash's speed, he created a gun and broke into a cyclotron lab to charge it. Upon finishing his experiment and using it to escape, he discovered that his gun could freeze the moisture in air. Donning a parka and visor, he proclaimed himself Captain Cold, boasting mastery over Absolute Zero. After the death of Barry Allen, he became a bounty hunter and later, the leader of the Rogues. Physically agile and bestowed with a criminally strategic mind, Snart has modified his cold gun over time to defeat the speedsters he faced. In the New 52 universe, Captain Cold briefly possessed metahuman ice powers, capable of slowing down the Flash or fast-moving objects through molecular deceleration caused by Absolute Zero. In the Rebirth storyline, Snart enhanced his cold gun by merging it with anti-Speed Force technologies. Renamed the Black Ice Gun, it directly tapped into the Speed Force, causing intense disruption to a speedster's connection. Godspeed. August Hart, aka Godspeed, debuted in The Flash Rebirth issue number 1 in August 2016. Once a detective and one of Barry Allen's closest friends on the police force, he spiraled into vengeance after his brother's murderer escaped justice. He was struck by lightning during a Speed Force storm that gave him speed-based superpowers. Adopting the alias Godspeed, he transformed into a vigilante, abandoning the conventional justice system for lethal methods, standing in stark contrast to the Flash. He was ultimately slain by the Reverse Flash, but was resurrected when the Reverse Flash's machinations were undone. Godspeed possesses the unique capability to forcefully extract another speedster's speed, and he can generate a clone by dividing the Speed Force within him. However, Prolonged use of the clone causes severe pain, leading to its destabilization, with the Speed Force returning to the original Godspeed. Like fellow speedsters, he can achieve speeds up to 10 times the speed of light by entering the Speed Force.
Who are you? Savitar, the god of speed.
Savitar debuted in The Flash Volume 2, issue number 108 in December 1995. Originally an unnamed pilot, Savitar emerged during the Cold War when testing a supersonic fighter jet. Struck by lightning at top speed and crash landing in hostile territory, he discovered his ability to defeat enemies by moving at super speed. Naming himself after the Hindu god of motion, Savitar dedicated his life to unraveling the secrets of speed. Studying extensively, he mastered unique powers, including a null inertia force field, imparting speed and kinetic energy to objects or people, and instantaneous self-healing. He started a cult of his own. He was later imprisoned in the Speed Force by Wally West, but he escaped and caused the deaths at the Sanctuary during the Heroes in Crisis event. Savitar later faced Wally, who absorbed his speed, killing him. Savitar possesses the ability to move at super speed, with the capability to either bestow or take speed from moving objects. His heightened metabolism grants him accelerated healing, and he can create a null inertia force field.
He is nothing.
Zoom. Hunter Zolomon, aka Zoom, debuted in The Flash Secret Files and Origins issue number 3 in November 2001. His family life took a dark turn when his father, revealed as a serial killer, murdered Hunter's mother and 6 young girls before being gunned down by the police. Hunter immersed himself in the study of criminology and psychology, later joining the FBI. His career took a dark twist when a mistaken judgment led to the death of his girlfriend's father, leaving Hunter injured and unemployed. Moving to Keystone City, he became a metahuman profiler, befriending the Flash. After a paralyzing attack by Gorilla Grod, Hunter sought to alter his tragic fate using the cosmic treadmill, leading to an explosion that granted him super speed. Convinced tragedy would make the Flash a better hero, he became the villain Zoom, the second Reverse Flash. He kept appearing as an antagonist to Wally until he sacrificed himself to fix the Force barrier and dying a hero. Zoom possessed the ability to manipulate time relative to himself, controlling his personal timeline by slowing it down to move faster. This granted him superhuman speeds. Additionally, he generated sonic booms and electrical shock waves by snapping his fingers, and could bestow a form of super speed on others by allowing them to control their relative timelines through him. This connection was subject to Zoom's will. Reverse Flash. Eobard Thawne, aka Reverse Flash, debuted in The Flash Volume 1, issue number 139 in September 1963. Born in 2451, Thawne was genetically engineered to be intelligent, but he lacked social skills, while his brother Robin thrived in studies. He began his research in the Flash Museum illegally, but was stopped by Robin. He traveled back in time and prevented Robin from being born, thus resetting his own life to become professor at Flash Museum. Since then, if he ever faced a competitor, he time-traveled and eliminated the threat, or even took petty revenge on them. His peers started calling him Professor Zoom. He recreated the accident of Barry Allen to turn himself into the Flash of the 25th century. He became a hero and time-traveled back only to witness that he was Flash's greatest villain. This revelation broke him, and he created his own negative speed force, took on the name Reverse Flash, and decided to destroy Flash and everything he held dear. He even killed Barry Allen's mother to instigate him in creating a flashpoint and creating the New 52. He was later obliterated by Dr. Manhattan, but he came back. Thawne is a living paradox. Even if he is killed, another version of him with all his memory intact may come back from another point in time. He can tap into his own version of negative speed force to use super speed and strength. Blessed with all the powers of Flash, he's a genius and good fighter. He's naturally vengeful and can change anyone's life by traveling back in time. Top 10 Green Arrow Villains. Enter the world of Green Arrow's adversaries, a diverse array of foes, some armed with lethal archery skills, some with cunning strategies and dark motives, posing relentless challenges to the Emerald Archer in his swashbuckling adventure for justice. Onomatopoeia made his debut in Green Arrow Volume 3, issue number 12 in March 2002. A serial killer with a penchant for targeting non-powered vigilante superheroes, he earned his name by mimicking surrounding sounds like dripping taps and gunshots. His origin remained shrouded in mystery. Outwardly, he had a family where he was respected and loved, but in his basement, he hoarded trophies from the heroes he'd slain. Notably, he targeted Connor Hawke at the second Green Arrow, shooting him. Connor was saved by his father, Oliver Queen, the original Green Arrow. Onomatopoeia later attempted to finish the job at the hospital, but was thwarted by Queen and Black Canary, managing to escape and eluding capture. A master of weaponry, disguise, and combat, Onomatopoeia's metahuman status remains uncertain. However, during an encounter with Green Arrow, he absorbed 6 arrows without pause, sustaining injuries that would incapacitate a regular individual. Despite taking multiple shots and a 7-story fall off a hospital roof, he exhibited remarkable resilience, surviving direct explosions and fires. While not definitely classified as a metahuman, his enhanced durability suggests some form of augmentation. Cupid. Carrie Cutter, aka Cupid, first appeared in Green Arrow and Black Canary issue number 15 in February 2009. She was once a special ops soldier in the covert program Cobalt, but was abandoned by her husband. After a disturbing encounter during a mission in Georgia, she volunteered for a program aiming to instill fearlessness, intensifying her emotions, especially in love, while causing memory loss and increased strength. She vanished for years and then resurfaced. She discovered Ross alive and killed him in Star City. Mistakenly thinking Green Arrow targeted an abusive man, she developed an obsession with him, leading to a massacre in Star City. Eventually, Green Arrow cured her insanity by shooting an antidote-coated arrow, ending her violent fixation. Cupid excels in hand-to-hand combat, displaying heightened strength, speed, endurance, and senses. However, these enhancements come at the expense of her own sanity. China White. Chin Na Wei, aka China White, debuted in Green Arrow Year 1 issue number 3 in October 2007. She orchestrated heroin imports spanning the west coast of the United States, Australia, Japan, and the entire Pacific Rim from her secretive base on a volcanic island in Fiji. Years ago, Oliver Queen, unaware of the true nature of his investments, unwittingly funded several of her operations. When Ollie's presence threatened exposure, China White ordered her henchman Hackett to kill him. After a brutal beating and an attempt to dispose of him at sea, Oliver survived, discovering China White's exploitative use of local villagers as slave labor in her poppy fields. Failing to eliminate Queen, she forced Hackett to complete the job or face a gruesome fate in a rat-infested cage. She was later seen during the DC Rebirth era, leading her own triad gang. She's a renowned assassin, an expert hand-to-hand combatant, a brilliant weapon master, and a strategist. Komodo. Simon LaCroix, aka Komodo, made his debut in Green Arrow Volume 5, issue number 17 in April 2013. Born into poverty, he relied on determination and intelligence to secure a position at Queen Industries, impressing Robert Queen with his perseverance. He joined Robert's expedition to find the Arrow clan totem that promised enlightenment. Simon, seeking it for himself, betrayed and murdered his mentor. He later assumed leadership of Stelmore International, adopting Shadow's daughter, Emiko. Orchestrating events to strip Oliver Queen of his fortune, Simon became Komodo, framing Green Arrow for murder. Despite losing an eye in their first battle, Komodo eluded a decisive defeat. He later led the Outsiders in a plan to take over Europe, resulting in a confrontation with Shadow, Robert Queen, Green Arrow, and other clan members. In this battle, Komodo fatally shot Robert, but he met his demise at the hands of his daughter Emiko upon learning her true parentage. He was a master archer, a top-notch businessman with a cunning and strategic mind. Additionally, he was a master of martial arts and stealth. Constantine Drakon. Constantine Drakon debuted in Green Arrow Volume 3, issue number 27 in August 2003. He was of short stature and found solace from childhood teasing when he began killing at age 10, discovering a prodigious talent for it. Despite a seemingly ordinary upbringing, he claimed curiosity led him to murder, turning it into a form of art. Operating in a business-like manner, Drakon took pride in his deadly skills. His confrontation with Green Arrow occurred while battling troll-like monsters terrorizing Elevas Corporation sites. Easily subduing Green Arrow, Drakon proceeded to kill Connor's friend. Since then, he primarily targeted Green Arrow's family, becoming a key antagonist in the Arrow series. He's a master weapon handler, martial artist, strategist, marksman, and a renowned assassin. Brick. Daniel Danny Brickwell, aka Brick, first appeared in Green Arrow Volume 3, issue number 40 in September 2004. Very little is known about Brick's origins, but he's a metahuman with reddish, stony skin that grants him immense strength and durability. Despite possessing these superhuman powers, his success as an underworld kingpin is attributed more to his brilliant criminal mind. Brick rose from being a simple henchman to become the top boss in Star City after a power vacuum. He orchestrated the killing of the mayor and district attorney using a suicide bomber, but Green Arrow intervened and stopped him. Brick's primary power is invulnerability, allowing him to withstand a surface-to-air missile strike and numerous attacks from Green Arrow's arrows. Additionally, he exhibits a high level of super strength, outnumbering Green Arrow in hand-to-hand combat, but requiring more than a single hit for victory. Brick is also a highly effective criminal leader, gaining control of Star City's entire underworld and wielding influence over legal authorities.
Did they really think the Clock King could be thwarted by a simple time loss?
Clock King. William Tuchman, aka the Clock King, debuted in World's Finest Comics issue number 111 in August 1960. In his early years, he dedicated himself to caring for his invalid sister. One day, during a doctor's visit, he learned that he only had 6 months to live. Overwhelmed by despair for his sister's future, he meticulously planned to rob a local bank, hoping the ill-gotten money would secure her well-being after his passing. Despite his careful planning, the caper went awry when he tripped a silent alarm and Green Arrow apprehended him. During his incarceration, his sister passed away in isolation. Adding to the cruel irony, Tuchman later discovered he was not terminally ill. His doctor had mistakenly switched his medical records with those of another patient. Filled with rage, he escaped, adapted the moniker of Clock King, and futilely sought revenge on both Green Arrow and the incompetent doctor. He has no superpower. Instead, he's an expert swordsman and uses clock-related gadgetry to fight. Count Vertigo. Count Werner Vertigo first appeared in World's Finest Comics issue number 251 in July 1978. He came to Star City driven by the desire to reclaim jewels his parents had sold during their escape to England after the war. Suffering from a hereditary inner ear defect affecting his balance, Vertigo implanted a device in his right temple to compensate. Experimenting with the device, he discovered its ability to manipulate others' balance, causing a distortion known as vertigo, where victims couldn't discern up from down. Adopting the persona Count Vertigo, he embraced a criminal existence, leading to clashes with the heroes Green Arrow and Black Canary. Proficient in classical martial combat, boxing, fencing, and equestrianism, Count Vertigo utilizes his power to disrupt enemies' balance, disorienting them in hand-to-hand and melee combat. Employing the Vertigo effect, he disrupts the aim of gunmen and snipers, although the exact range of this power remains undetermined. Additionally, Count Vertigo dons magnetic boots, enabling him to walk on walls or ceilings, and in recent years, he's acquired the ability of flight. Deathstroke. Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke, debuted in the new Teen Titans issue number 2 in December 1980. Although initially portrayed as a Teen Titans adversary, Deathstroke's animosity towards Green Arrow intensified over time. During the Identity Crisis event, Dr. Light enlisted Deathstroke's protection against the Justice League. While Deathstroke effortlessly defeated each League member, Green Arrow strategically managed to injure Deathstroke's eye. This event heightened their conflict. Subsequently, Green Arrow orchestrated Deathstroke's capture after covertly assigning him a mission to assassinate Oliver Queen. Collaborating with Geoforce and a team of villains, Deathstroke attempted to disrupt Oliver and Dina Lance's marriage. Despite their efforts, Deathstroke's team was defeated, and the wedding proceeded as planned. He possesses superhuman intellect and can use his abilities to exponentially enhance his strength to 9 times a normal human being. He's able to chalk out the moves of his opponents beforehand during a fight. He's a master hand-to-hand combatant, martial artist, swordsman, and marksman. Only Batman is fabled to have defeated Deathstroke in face-to-face combat.
Thank you for coming. After the warehouse, I knew I'd have to do something dramatic.
Merlin. Arthur King, aka Malcolm Merlin, aka Dark Archer, first appeared in Justice League of America, issue 94, in November 1971. In his mid-20s, Malcolm Merlin enlisted in the League of Assassins, a venerable global order of elite killers, undergoing rigorous training under Ra's al Ghul as well as Cassandra Cain. As part of his initiation, Merlin had to dig his own grave, lying inside it to symbolize bidding farewell to his former self. Emerging from this transformative experience, he evolved into a lethal assassin and archery expert. His son, Tommy Merlin, later adopted his father's alias and joined him as a mercenary. The intense rivalry between Merlin and Green Arrow ignited when Oliver defeated him in an archery competition. Later, Green Arrow defeated him again and saved Batman's life when Merlin tried to assassinate Batman. He'd since joined almost all the major criminal organizations of the DC universe and been a steady antagonist of Green Arrow. He's a master strategist and combatant and perhaps one of the greatest archers and assassins alive. Top 10 Aquaman villains. Now let's dive into the depths of Aquaman's rogues gallery. Daunting and dangerous foes who navigate the ocean's depths with sinister schemes, mystical powers, and cunning determination, testing the King of Atlantis in his unwavering defense of the Seven Seas and the greater DC universe. Thanatos. Thanatos first appeared in Aquaman issue number 54 in December 1970. Residing in an alternate dimension known as Nether Space, a reverse purgatory controlled by entities called Others, Thanatos waited until beings absorbed sufficient evil before being sent back to the New Earth dimension. Initially trapped in nether space, he emerged by luring victims to his mirror, stealing their identities and committing crimes on Earth. Thanatos once deceived Aquaman by orchestrating a meeting in the mirror's abandoned house. After banishing Aquaman, he later tricked Mera into nether space by posing as the real Aquaman. Despite Aquaman's victory in a final battle, his refusal to kill Thanatos deemed him unworthy to the others. Presumably, Major Disaster killed Thanatos during his last criminal act. Thanatos possesses amphibian abilities, enhanced vision, superhuman strength, superhuman speed, mind control, and illusion casting, as well as hand-to-hand combat under extreme water pressure. He's a perfect evil mirror image of Aquaman. Thirst. The Thirst made its first appearance in Aquaman Volume 6, issue number 5 in June 2003. For ages, the Thirst had preyed on the deities guarding the secret sea, a metaphysical realm woven from humanity's collective imagination. When Aquaman assumed the role of its guardian, the insidious parasite turned its attention to him. Engaging in multiple clashes, the Thirst sought to drain not only Earth's rivers and the secret sea's magical waters, but also the very essence of the Sea King. In their ultimate confrontation, Aquaman relinquished his resistance, surrendering control to the universal light. The parasite, unable to withstand the holy power, met its demise, eradicated for good. It possesses the ability to absorb life energy, leaving victims in a decayed state, and can absorb moisture from various water sources, enhancing its might. Additionally, it exhibits necromantic powers, enabling mental control over its zombified victims. As a dark representation of the secret sea, the Thirst boasts immunity to magic and arcane forces. Charybdis. Charybdis first appeared in Aquaman Volume 5, issue number 1 in August 1994. A terrorist possessing the power to absorb others' abilities, Charybdis, alongside his wife Scylla, devised a trap to kill Aquaman, Dolphin, and Aqualad. But the attempt backfired, resulting in Scylla's death. Consumed by rage, he forced Aquaman's left hand into piranha-infested waters, commanding the fish to devour the hero's hand. Aquaman lost his hand in the battle. However, Charybdis, unable to control the power, fell into the piranha-infested waters himself. Contrary to being devoured, he merged with the piranhas, transforming into the Piranha Man. Charybdis possesses a distinctive physiology, granting him underwater breathing capabilities, exceptional strength, durability, speed, and agility. With his razor-like teeth, he's a dangerous aquatic predator. His magma hand allows for potent magma blasts. He wields stolen powers, displaying proficiency in marine telepathy. Magic is also within his repertoire, enabling him to tap into mystical forces, and he can generate a protective force field for added defense.
Too ambitious. Too hungry for power.
Dead King Atlan. Atlan first appeared in Aquaman Volume 7, issue number 17 in April 2013. Aeons ago, Atlan, ruler of Atlantis, faced a tragic betrayal by his brother Orin, who seized power due to disagreements over the kingdom's race policy. In a devastating battle, Atlan was wounded, leading to his retreat into the ocean. During his absence, Orin ruthlessly murdered Atlan's wife and children. Grieving the loss, Atlan, armed with powerful weapons forged from the alchemist's gold, sought vengeance by sinking Atlantis and went into a healing slumber. The kingdom splintered, with only 3 surviving realms. After being awoken by Volko, Atlan returned, attempting to use his scepter to destroy Atlantis once more. However, Aquaman's strength and determination thwarted Atlan's plan, leading to the fallen ruler's demise in molten magma. Being immortal, he'd endured for centuries and remained mobile even after extended periods of mystical slumber. His magical abilities, rooted in ancient Atlantis, included cryokinesis, enabling control over snow and ice. He exhibited psychometry, imprinting the memory of Atlantis onto others through his ice. Gifted with mystical endowment, amphibian nature, superhuman strength, durability, stamina, and reflexes, he was a king not to be trifled with.
King Aries, you picked a meeting place too close to the surface for my liking.
Don't recognize the Council of the King.
King Nereus. Nereus originated from Zabel, one of the 7 Atlantean kingdoms that seceded from the city after it was submerged by King Atlan. The ancient conflicts between Atlantis and Zabel ended with Atlantis defeating Zabel, sealing the latter within a psychic barrier known for shipwrecks, creating the Bermuda Triangle. As the military chief of Zabel, Nereus was betrothed to Princess Mera. However, Mera was assigned to assassinate the king of Atlantis, seeking revenge for their imprisonment. Despite Nereus's desire to carry out the task, tradition dictated that he could gain hydrokinetic powers only after marrying Mera. When Mera vanished on her mission, Nereus eventually became the king of Zabel and learned the secret of hydrokinesis. Being an Atlantean, he possesses enhanced physiology adapted to the ocean's depths, exhibits amphibian characteristics, granting him superhuman strength, durability, reflexes, stamina, and speed. Enhanced senses include superior vision in pitch-black deep oceans, heightened hearing, and enhanced taste buds. Nereus benefits from accelerated healing. As the king of Zabel, he holds the royal secret of hydrokinesis. The Trench. The Trench first appeared in Aquaman Volume 7, Issue Number 1, in November 2011. The Trench, a ruthless and cannibalistic ocean-dwelling race, evolved to inhabit the depths of the ocean, resided in a trench near the mid-Atlantic ridge. Alongside Zebellians and Atlanteans, they were remnants of the original Atlantis. Adapting to trench life, they developed an alternate language and, driven by primal instincts, emerged to seek food, devouring anything in their path. They follow the dead king's trident and its orders. Their merciless nature was evident in their lack of empathy, consuming even their fallen comrades. All trench creatures shared a common form, except for the Queen, the Den Mother and Supreme Ruler, and her Alpha King, who distinguished themselves physically from the worker class of Trench. Aquaman has fought them and the Alpha time and time since then, and defeated them. The Trench, like all Atlantean kingdoms, have acclimated to underwater life. They possess the ability to produce bioluminescent light from their bodies and expel a chemical from their mouths, inducing paralysis. Equipped with razor-sharp teeth and needle-tipped claws, the Trench can effortlessly cut through any substance. Scavenger. Peter Mortimer, aka the Scavenger, debuted in Aquaman Volume 1, Issue Number 37 in January 1968. While seeking the alien time decelerator, he was sent to a limbo dimension. He came back in the alternate dimension of Aries and battled Warlord as the Scavenger of Souls. He later befriended Aquaman, but Hawkman revealed his truth. Scavenger had become the avatar of Barracuda, also taking the name. He was a pedophile and a criminal. Hawkman killed Scavenger when he tried to murder both Aquaman and Hawkman. He resurfaced during New 52 as a weapons dealer and also joined the Crime Syndicate of America. Scavenger has no superpowers. He's gifted with a strategic mind who uses highly advanced gadgets, weapons, and technology to further his villainous menace. Siren. Hyla, aka Siren, first appeared in Aquaman Volume 1, Issue Number 22 in August 1965. Hyla was the twin sister of Mera. Before Crisis on Infinite Earths happened, she was mind-controlled by her lover Kandor into going against Aquaman and Mera. However, she regained her senses and subdued Kandor. Later, all four of them joined forces to defeat the Armadillo Men. Post-Crisis, she took up the name of Siren and, backed by the Death Squad from Zabel, she tried to assassinate Aquaman. Then she tried to abduct Jackson Hyde, Aqualad, by teaming with his father, Black Manta. While she fought Aquaman, Manta severed his right hand. She and her army were ultimately defeated and sent back to Zabel. She also appeared in the New 52 universe, where she hailed from Thule, a dark alternate version of Atlantis. She tried to kill Aquaman by her drift forces, but Mera ultimately locked her in the Bermuda Triangle. Being a Zabelian, she's a super amphibian and is bestowed with superhuman strength, speed, underwater agility, and hydrokinesis. In her New 52 version, she also boasts magical powers that allow illusion casting and shape-shifting. Ocean Master. Orm debuted in Aquaman Volume 1, Issue Number 29 in September 1966. Pre-Crisis, Orm Curry, Aquaman's completely human half-brother, was consumed by jealousy and resentment towards Aquaman's heroic status. Initially, he started as a petty criminal and took the names Orm Marius as well as Ocean Master. But he evolved post-Crisis on Infinite Earths into an Inuit supervillain with magical potential linked to Atlantis' ancestral Homo Magi heritage through Atlan. He was still Aquaman's half-brother and consistently plotted to overthrow Aquaman and seize Atlantis' throne. In the New 52, Orm is a full-blooded Atlantean royal, displaying xenophobia due to marine pollution. He always sported a malicious intent towards Aquaman, but for some time he'd bonded with him and was reformed. Orm's hybrid lineage, descending from ancient Atlanteans, bestows him with mystical potential. His extensive study of Atlantean magic, especially forgotten aspects, grants him superhuman strength, indefinite underwater breathing, teleportation, illusion casting, and summoning oceanic creatures. Augmented by his magical trident, Ocean Master can discharge mystic energies, breathe underwater, and wield the Zodiac Crystal Collection, surpassing Aquaman in combat and rivaling the sorcery of Nuada Silverhand, an esteemed magic user in Theana no Og. Black Manta. David Milton Hyde, aka Black Manta, made his first appearance in Aquaman Volume 1, Issue Number 35 in September 1967. Manta has diverse origin stories, portraying him as a kidnapped boy enslaved by pirates, an autistic orphan enduring cruel Arkham Asylum experiments, and a high-seas treasure hunter entangled in a vengeful cycle with Aquaman over their father's deaths. Despite varied pasts, Black Manta remained a ruthless underwater mercenary, fixated on ruining Aquaman's life. His consistent goals involved defeating Aquaman and seizing power through Atlantis' conquest. Tragically, he killed Aquaman's son, Arthur Curry Jr., sparking Aquaman's revenge obsession. In the Underworld Unleashed arc, Neron transformed Manta into a human manta-ray hybrid in exchange for his soul. Later, he collaborated with Siren to sever Aquaman's right hand. In the New 52, Manta, initially a deserter tribe descendant, exploited this lineage to claim the trident of Orichalcum. He's earned a Code Alpha threat classification from Amanda Waller. Lacking superpowers, he relies on exceptional combat skills, excelling both on land and underwater. Highly intelligent, he designed his own battle suit. It grants unlimited air, communication, enhanced strength, and pressure resistance. Equipped with laser beams and infrared vision, it camouflages for disguise. Black Manta possesses artifacts like the Black Pearl, Bone Crown, and Orichalcum-infused technology, showcasing his mastery over oceans and mystical abilities, including a collaborative creation of a magical trident with Devil Ray. Top 10 Wonder Woman villains. Now let's explore the vibrant tapestry of Wonder Woman's villains gallery, a diverse assembly featuring powerful gods, magical giants, and narratives intertwined with themes of woman empowerment, showcasing the Amazonian princess's unwavering commitment to peace in the realm of gods and mortals alike. Giganta. Giganta debuted in Wonder Woman Volume 1, Issue 9 in June 1944. During the Golden Age, Giganta emerged as an exceptionally strong gorilla, transformed into a towering red-haired human woman through advanced technology. While her appearance underwent changes, her origin remained constant. In the post-crisis era, she was reintroduced as Dr. Doris Zuul, afflicted by a fatal blood disease. In pursuit of immortality, she captured Wonder Woman, endeavoring to transfer her life essence into the superhero's body. The experiment went awry when Wonder Girl intervened, trapping Zuul's consciousness in a test animal gorilla named Giganta. Desperate to regain her human form, Zuul abducted a comatose circus strongwoman named Olga, possessing size-changing abilities. Successfully transferring her mind, Zuul adopted the Giganta villain persona. Giganta possesses the magical ability to increase her size from 6 foot 6 inches to several hundred feet, granting her immense strength and durability. Her specialized suit grows with her, enhancing invulnerability, while she maintains genius-level intellect in some story versions, and in the post-crisis iteration, experiences diminished intelligence when changing size. Genocide. Genocide first appeared in DC Universe issue number 0 in June 2008. To supply the secret society of supervillains with a potent weapon capable of defeating the JLA, Dr. Barbara Minerva collaborated with T.O. Morrow and enlisted scientists from the team to collect soil samples from regions worldwide plagued by genocide over the past century. Utilizing this soil, they empowered the stolen future corpse of Wonder Woman to create the sadistic villain Genocide with the help of Felix Faust's magic. Genocide defeated Wonder Woman in combat, stole her lasso, and had it grafted onto her body by Crime Doctor. Despite initially being defeated by Wonder Woman and submerged in the Atlantic Ocean, her body was later used by Aries to contain the demon Alcyone. Ultimately, the Circle sacrificed Genocide's body to harness her powers. Genocide possessed Amazonian physiology with superhuman strength, durability, stamina, agility, enhanced intellect, immortality, self-sustenance, and additional powers including teleportation, accelerated healing, and superhuman reflexes. Devastation. Devastation first appeared in Wonder Woman Volume 2, Issue number 143 in April 1999. In opposing Wonder Woman's challenge to his rise to power, Cronus orchestrated a scheme to fashion a sinister counterpart, Devastation, who would serve as his champion. Mirroring Diana's origin, Cronus crafted Devastation from a Themyscirian clay stolen during Wonder Woman's creation, imbuing the child with life and naming her Diva. Cronus enlisted the Titans to bestow malevolent gifts upon the creation, endowing Devastation with twisted versions of Wonder Woman's abilities. Thus, Devastation became a brutal champion for the Titans, possessing each of Wonder Woman's powers but tainted with a dark essence. Empowered by the Titan, Devastation is Earth-strong due to her granted link to the planet, exhibiting high resistance to damage and magical attacks. Bestowed by Harrier, she can fly unassisted. Like the Earth's constant renewal, Devastation possesses self-renewing abilities. Disdain's gift enables her to shapeshift, while Oblivion's gift allows her to enter and manipulate memories at will. Cersei. Cersei debuted in Wonder Woman Volume 1, Issue number 37 in September 1949. Cersei, the daughter of Titans Hyperion and Perseus, is a formidable witch and former princess of Colchis. Devoted to the goddess Hecate, Cersei received Hecate's soul transfer. Upon discovering Wonder Woman shares her name with the moon goddess Diana, Cersei sought to destroy her. Her most ambitious scheme involved instigating the War of the Gods by inciting conflict among various pantheons throughout the DC multiverse. She died when Hecate's soul left her body, but was resurrected later. Possessing the power of magic, she's renowned for transforming individuals into animals and wielding mind control powers. Being a Titan, she's bestowed with all godlike powers. An entity of allure and charm, she owns a mystical mirror commonly known as Cersei's mirror, enabling anyone who holds it to change their appearance to that of another. Veronica Kale. Veronica Kale first appeared in Wonder Woman Volume 2, issue number 196 in November 2003. As the co-founder of Kale Anderson Pharmaceuticals, she ascended from poverty to a position of power. Resenting Wonder Woman's seamless acceptance in man's world, akin to Lex Luthor's resentment of Superman, she repeatedly attempted to sway public opinion against Wonder Woman, but faced consistent failures. In the DC Rebirth universe, Kale was reintroduced as the leader of the enigmatic group Godwatch, consisting of herself, Dr. Cyber, Cheetah, and a private military company led by Poison. Eventually, with Wonder Woman's assistance, Veronica departed from her malevolent pursuits, especially after reclaiming her daughter. While Kale is a non-meta, she's an academically gifted and extremely intellectually sound individual with a brilliantly strategic and manipulative mind. She's also adept in ballistics and firearms usage. Medusa. Medusa first appeared in Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane issue number 52 in October 1964. Medusa, chief of the Gorgons, wielded the power to petrify with her eyes and was beheaded by the hero Perseus. A jealous Hera freed her sisters Euryale and Stheno from Themyscira, leading to a scheme to resurrect Medusa. They manipulated Cersei into helping them. Medusa attacked the White House and the Themysciran embassy, and Wonder Woman jumped in to stop her. Aries intervened, setting the stage for a blindfolded sword fight between the two, where Wonder Woman emerged victorious, beheading Medusa. Medusa possessed the ability to petrify living beings through direct eye contact. Additionally, she exhibited wings for flight, and her blood gave rise to an all-black Pegasus upon her death. The serpentine locks produced corrosive venom, and she benefited from divine empowerment, longevity, superhuman strength, and durability. Blessed by Cersei, she could hypnotize with a vocal allure, compelling others to turn towards her gaze when she called to them. Grail. Grail debuted in Justice League Volume 2, issue number 40 in June 2015. The Amazonian assassin Marina secretly gave birth to Darkseid's daughter Grail, assisted by Penelope and observed by the oracle Menelipe. Marina defended her from Penelope, who learned of the prophecy foretelling of the girl's destructive potential. After murdering Menelipe, Marina fled Themyscira with her daughter. Decades later, Grail grew up, teamed up with the Anti-Monitor, transformed Darkseid into a baby, and set on killing the gods. She accompanied Darkseid as he killed the gods and absorbed their power to become whole. She eventually attacked Themyscira with the parademons but was defeated by Hippolyta. She's got the powers of an Amazonian warrior as well as the new gods, being the daughter of Darkseid. She can perform occult Amazonian rituals to facilitate teleportation, resurrection as well as darkness summoning. She can sense mother boxes and can shoot Omega beams. Maxwell Lord. Maxwell Lord debuted in Justice League Volume 1, issue number 1 in May 1987. He assumed leadership after his father, aiming to aid metahuman heroes in doing the Lord's work by forming the Justice League International. However, he was ultimately revealed as a criminal mastermind who manipulated the JLI while gathering sensitive information about superheroes, deeming them a threat. Lord sabotaged JLI efforts and fatally shot Ted Kord, the second Blue Beetle, to protect his secret. Using mind control, he orchestrated Superman brutally attacking Batman and later manipulated Superman into attacking Wonder Woman. Lord asserted that the only way to free Superman was for Diana to kill him. Faced with no alternative, Diana broke Lord's neck, but the act was broadcasted, staining Wonder Woman's reputation as a murderer. Initially powerless, Maxwell Lord gained metahuman abilities during the Dominator's invasion. His telepathic powers manipulate minds through subconscious suggestions, marked by nosebleeds and mental strain. Evolving over time, Lord could eventually control individuals entirely, even exerting dominance over Superman, albeit requiring extensive time and patience. Aries. Aries made his debut in Wonder Woman Volume 1, issue number 1 in June 1942. Aries, the god of war and son of Zeus and Hera, is the half-brother of Wonder Woman. He was intent on instigating World War III by firing nuclear missiles between the United States and Russia. Diana, using her lasso of truth, made him realize that he would disappear without worshippers. Aries let go of his plan. Aries also played a role in creating Genocide to kill Wonder Woman, but she was defeated. In a subsequent battle, Diana split Aries' head in two with a battle axe, sending him to the underworld. However, he later returned from the dead. Aries stands as the Olympian god of war, possessing invulnerability and potential immortality. His strength, durability, power, magic, and flight reach godly levels. Additionally, he excels in pyrokinesis, telepathy, molecular reconstruction, teleportation, and illusion casting. Cheetah. Cheetah debuted in Wonder Woman Volume 2, issue number 7 in August 1987. Originating from Nottinghamshire, Barbara, fueled by her keen interest in Greek mythology, pursued a career as an archaeologist in the Ukraine. She befriended Diana, enlightening her about human culture. As Wonder Woman embraced her role, Barbara received an offer from Veronica Kale, funding an expedition to Africa to explore the plant god Urskatarga. Becoming Urskatarga's wife, Barbara was transformed into the Cheetah, harboring resentment toward Diana for her perceived abandonment. Joining Kale's Godwatch team, they worked against Wonder Woman. Together, Cheetah and Wonder Woman slew Urskatarga, temporarily freeing Barbara from the curse. However, the Cheetah curse persisted, causing her to reappear in major DC events in her animal avatar. Cheetah, imbued with the power of the plant god Urskatarga and an avatar of the goddess Mafdet, wields razor-sharp claws, enhanced senses, fangs, and superhuman speed, surpassing even Wonder Woman. She exhibits accelerated healing. Acquiring the Void Wind, one of the 7 hidden forces, enhances her lethality against mythical foes. Her cosmic awareness, honed through the murder of the goddess of love, enables her to sense Themyscira's veil from the mortal plane. Top 10 Superman Villains. Now let's delve into the expansive world of Superman villains, where a myriad of foes and nefarious adversaries challenge the indomitable Big Blue, testing the limits of his superhuman abilities, his human heart, and unwavering commitment to truth, justice, American way, and a better tomorrow. Jax Ur. Jax Ur first appeared in Adventure Comics Volume 1, issue number 289 in October 1961. A malevolent scientist from Krypton, Jax Ur sought global domination by violating Kryptonian laws. He conducted experiments with an untested explosive, aiming to intercept a passing meteor and create a weapon of mass destruction to hold Krypton hostage. However, a critical miscalculation shattered Krypton's inhabited moon, causing widespread death and crippling the defense program. Jax Ur faced trial for genocide and was sentenced to the Phantom Zone. From this extra-dimensional realm, he observed Superboy and later Superman and yearned for a life on Earth alongside other criminals. Before his banishment to the Phantom Zone, Jax Ur, a skilled scientist on Krypton, was proficient in combat and weaponry. Post-exile, he sought to influence Kryptonian superheroes on Earth, mastering communication and employing mental abilities to hypnotize and manipulate objects. Upon escaping the Phantom Zone to Earth, he gained Superman's Kryptonian powers under the Yellow Sun. Manchester Black. Manchester Black debuted in Action Comics issue number 775 in March 2001. The Englishman's background remained shrouded in mystery, hinting at a traumatic past marked by physical and sexual abuse from his parents. Formerly an admirer of heroes, he concluded that the only effective way to eliminate villains was through lethal means. Black, along with the Elite, gained notoriety for brutally dispatching adversaries to prevent their return, leading to a clash with Superman. Exploiting his X-ray vision, Superman identified an abnormal growth in Black's brain, which supposedly fueled his powers. Superman removed it to make Black powerless. However, Black later returned and joined Suicide Squad. When Superman's secret identity went public, Black attacked Superman again and mind-controlled him into believing Black had killed Lois Lane. He ordered Superman to kill him, but Superman held on to his good side. Realizing he'd become the monster he was supposed to fight, he revealed Lois was safe, then removed the memory of Superman's identity from everyone's mind and killed himself. Being a grade A telepath and telekinetic, Black had the powers of mind control, force field generation, flight, illusion casting, and psionic blasts. Bizarro. Bizarro first appeared in Superboy issue number 68 in October 1958. Bizarro is the mirror image of Superman sans his looks and intelligence. Bizarro number 1 was created by Lex Luthor while using his duplicating ray on Superman. Bizarro number 1 used the ray to create a Bizarro Lois and an entire Earth of Bizarros. There have been many Bizarros appearing in the Superman lore post-Crisis on Infinite Earths. Most of them were as a result of Luthor's experiments to create a clone of Superman. Mostly depicted as a stupid villain, Bizarro bid goodbye to Earth during the Rebirth era, becoming the ruler of Hell to ensure no harm came to Earth. His powers are exact opposites of Superman. He shoots Sub-Zero Arctic flames from his eyes and sports flame breath. With vacuum breath, he's able to pull anything toward him. His microscopic vision makes him see normal things in a smaller size. His X-ray vision and hearing allows him to see and hear through only lead. Parasite. The first Parasite appeared in Action Comics issue number 340 in August 1966. In the pre-Crisis era, Raymond Maxwell Jensen, a lowlife, secured employment as a plant worker in a research center. Mistakenly believing the company payrolls were stored in containers, he opened one, absorbing energies from biohazard space materials that metamorphosed him into the Parasite. His demise occurred in battle against Terrorman. Post-Crisis, Rudolph Rudy Jones, employed as a janitor at a Pittsburgh Star Labs facility, was tricked by Darkseid. Under Darkseid's influence, he opened a waste container, exposing himself to radiation that altered his body into a hairless, green-skinned villain, sucking out life energy from others. Lex later treated him and provided employment at Supercore. Both parasites have the ability to absorb the life energy of others, vital for his survival due to his constant energy hunger. The life energy makes them stronger and bigger with each feeding. They leave empty, lifeless husks of their victims once they finish feeding energy. If the victim is a superhero, they also absorb the intelligence and superpowers. Metallo debuted in Superman Volume 2, Issue Number 1 in January 1987. Before Infinite Crisis, John Corbin, a conman, faced a fatal car crash that led Professor Emmett Vale to transform him into Metallo. Vale transferred his brain into a uranium cyborg body with a kryptonite heart, aiming to eliminate Superman. Metallo had harbored a vendetta against Superman ever since. In the post-Infinite Crisis era, his origin was changed. John Wayne Corbin, a sergeant in the U.S. Army, proved one of the best soldiers under General Sam Lane's command. Volunteering for Luthor's Metallo program to counter Superman using a kryptonite-powered metal suit, a stray bullet hit his heart in the first encounter. Lex saved him by integrating him into the suit, causing Corbin to turn semi-mad and betray his comrades, but Superman intervened and stopped him. Metallo possesses a diverse array of powers, including technomorphing, matter absorption, size alteration, biofission to create robotic clones, metamorphosis into any form, flight, infection of machinery, mechanical regeneration, and manipulation of geomagnetism for immovability and invulnerability. Upgrades from villains like Brainiac 13 and Conduit further enhance his abilities, allowing him to control kryptonite radiation, discharge energy beams, and use geo-electromagnetic induction for immobility. Brainiac made his debut in Adventures of Superman number 438 in March 1988. Vril Dux, a brilliant Coluan scientist, embarked on a space journey, using robotic drones to capture diverse alien species, including kidnapping and miniaturizing the city of Kandor from the planet Krypton, and deploying a remote scout unit programmed to believe it was the original Vril Dux. He later came to Earth and transferred his consciousness into a man named Milton Fine and fought alongside Earth during the Imperiex War. He revealed his true form later and tried to miniaturize Metropolis, but was stopped by Superman. After the Flashpoint, Brainiac absorbed all versions of himself from past, present, and future of the multiverse and became the God Machine. He created the Future's End and Convergence, and then fueled the first crisis to prevent the collapse of the pre-crisis multiverse. Brainiac possesses a 12th level intellect, enhanced memory, and expertise in various sciences. He can shrink planets, create force fields, absorb information, time travel, and generate a formidable army of probes. Brainiac manipulates technology effortlessly, projects energy, exhibits telepathy and telekinesis. His cybernetic form grants superhuman strength, durability, speed, and self-sustenance. Brainiac is practically immortal, capable of regeneration and impervious to aging. Mxyzptlk made his debut in Superman Volume 1, Issue Number 30 in October 1944. Mr. Mxyzptlk was a Zerfian trickster imp from the 5th dimension of Earth-1, who chose Earth-1 Superman as his champion and laid different challenges in front of him and gained happiness in seeing Superman overcome those challenges. In New 52, Mxyzptlk was a traveling wizard in the 5th dimension, entertained King Thing Burpixes by creating 333 three-dimensional worlds with challenges for heroes. Superman became the favored entertainer, leading to Mxyzptlk's marriage with the king's daughter, Godspeed, and the jealousy of the deposed magician, Vintervix. Vintervix killed the king. Mxyzptlk and Godspeed came to the 3D universe to help Superman and defeat Vintervix. After Vintervix was captured, Mxyzptlk became the sad king in upcoming years, who would be entertained by a younger Mxyzptlk, and the cycle continued. During Rebirth era, Mixie took the guise of Clark Kent and tried to take John Kent away, as he thought the pre-New 52 Superman didn't save him from Oz. He was later instrumental in rewriting Superman and Lois's history by combining the pre-New 52 and the New 52 Superman. Mxyzptlk is a magical being with no limits to his powers. He can travel dimension, rewrite reality with a simple whim, and can take any form to resemble or intimidate his opponents. Zod debuted in Adventure Comics issue number 283 in April 1961. Pre-Flashpoint, prior to Krypton's destruction, the megalomaniac General Zod, Ursa, and Non rebel against the oppressive government, becoming lawless tyrants, leading to an ill-fated insurrection and a death sentence, with Superman's father Jor-El mitigated to imprisonment in the Phantom Zone. In the Phantom Zone, Zod and Ursa had a child immune to its effects, facilitating their escape. Zod and different versions of him have appeared time and time again and tried to make Earth and Superman kneel before him, but his threat has been thwarted every time. In New 52, Zod, born to scientist parents on Krypton, survived a year in Kryptonian wilderness after a creature attack killed his family, and was rescued by Jor-El and Zor-El. As an adult, Zod became a general, harbored hatred for the Char, secretly unleashed a Char-like creature on Krypton, planning to justify war, but Jor-El exposed the deception. Found guilty of treason, Zod, Faora, and Non were banished to the Phantom Zone by the Council. Gifted with a brilliant and strategic mind, Zod is trained in Kryptonian warfare and is a dangerous warrior. Under the yellow sun of Earth, is as powerful as Superman. Doomsday. Doomsday first appeared in Superman, the Man of Steel number 17 in November 1992. Once known as the Ultimate, he originated on Krypton 250,000 years before Superman's species evolved. Created by the alien scientist Bertrand in an evolutionary experiment, the Ultimate, a humanoid infant, was repeatedly exposed to the harsh surface of Krypton, dying and being cloned each time, integrating the pain into his genetic memory. Evolving and adapting with each resurrection, it developed a deep-seated hatred for anything Kryptonian. The Ultimate left Krypton, annihilating threatening predators and killing Bertrand. It rampaged different planets and left only ashes in his wake. On Calaton, the royal family combined their life forces to form an energy being named Radiant and seemingly killed Ultimate with a blast. Encased and shot into space, his body reached Earth, buried but alive, harboring an enduring hatred for Kryptonians. Evolving further with each challenge, he sensed Superman's presence on Earth, facing and incapacitating the Justice League. Dubbed Doomsday by Booster Gold, he clashed with Superman in a final catastrophic battle where the unstoppable force met the immovable object, resulting in both of their deaths. Doomsday doesn't feel pain. Any injury inflicted on him makes him evolve and create a contingency. He's stronger than Superman, practically immortal. He had to be banished in the end of time to be stopped. Lex Luthor. Alexander Joseph Lex Luthor first appeared in Action Comics Volume 1, issue number 23, in April 1940. Initially portrayed as a narcissistic and egotistical mad scientist in the 1960s to mid-1980s, Lex Luthor later evolved into the power-hungry CEO of LexCorp in the mid-late 1980s. His ostensible goal was to eliminate Superman, citing him as a threat to humanity. But in reality, he envied Superman's popularity and influence. Luthor tried to eliminate Superman through various means over time. He became bald and developed cancer from the kryptonite ring he wore as a deterrent against Superman. He later had to transplant his brain into a younger body, calling himself Lex Luthor too. Luthor used to know Clark in Smallville, and his obsession with science started there. Luthor later became president but was removed from the office due to his crimes. During the Rebirth era, he reformed and became a hero, but his true intentions were exposed later. Lex Luthor lacks metahuman abilities but is regarded as the most intelligent human in the DC universe, mastering various sciences and technology. Possessing an eidetic memory, he excels in fields like space travel, robotics, genetics, and more. His intellect enables him to outsmart stronger foes, create advanced weaponry, and manipulate others. In business, Luthor ranks among the world's wealthiest individuals, and in politics, he's been elected US president and often leads supervillain groups. Top 10 Batman villains. Now let's step into the shadowy realm of Batman's villains, a psychological labyrinth populated by dark, twisted adversaries who emerge in the night, posing dangerous threats to Gotham City and challenging the Dark Knight's never-ending war on crime in this crime-ridden cesspool. Clayface. There were several villains who took the Clayface moniker. Basil Karlo, the first, was a B-movie actor who turned to the life of crime. Matthew Hagen, the second Clayface, was a treasure hunter who fell into a pool of radioactive protoplasm and gained shape-shifting abilities. Scientist Preston Payne, the third, attempted to cure his hyperpituitarism with Clayface 2's blood, but he transformed into a clay-like creature and sought to pass on his condition. Sondra Fuller, using Cobra technology, became the fourth Clayface, joining the Mud Pack alongside the original and third Clayfaces. Subsequently, Payne and Fuller had a son named Cassius Clay Payne, the fifth Clayface, possessing metahuman shape-shifting abilities. Later, Dr. Peter Malley utilized a sample of Cassius Payne's skin to become Clay Thing, the sixth one. There were two more Clayfaces, Todd Russell and Johnny Williams. All the Clayfaces possessed shape-shifting abilities and could turn themselves into perfect copies of other individuals, as well as turn their body into rock-hard, heavy, sharp weaponries. They could grow in size as well as revert back to liquid clay form to facilitate escape. Mr. Freeze. Victor Freeze made his debut in Batman issue number 121 in February 1959. Originally introduced as Mr. Zero, this character transformed from a mad scientist into an ice-themed criminal, clashing with Batman. Later, inspired by the 1966 Batman TV series, he was renamed Mr. Freeze. However, in 1992, he was reimagined with a tragic backstory in Batman the Animated Series, where Dr. Victor Freeze was a Gotham scientist. Following a lab accident while preserving his terminally ill wife Nora, Freeze had to survive in sub-zero living conditions, sporting a specialized cryo suit. Turning to crime to fund his quest for a cure, he clashed with Batman. In the New 52 origin, Nora was never his wife, but a lady from the year 1934 who was cryogenically frozen to find a cure for her heart disease. When Bruce Wayne tried to shut down Freeze's obsessive experiments with Nora, a lab accident happened and Mr. Freeze was born. However, the 1992 origin was restored in the Rebirth era. His body temperature is 23 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything he touches freezes, and he can generate ice around his body. Freeze's aging decelerated due to cryostasis chemicals, granting him near immortality and immunity to toxins. Possessing a genius intellect, he excels in physics, chemistry, neurobiology, medicine, and engineering, creating specialized cryogenic gear and a freeze ray capable of generating extreme cold. Scarecrow. Dr. Jonathan Crane, aka Scarecrow, debuted in World's Finest Comics issue number 3 in 1941. He was once a respected psychologist and professor at Gotham University. However, his obsession with the psychological impacts of fear led him down a dark path. After being fired due to his unethical experiments, Crane turned to a life of crime. Embracing the Scarecrow persona, he concocted a fear-inducing toxin using extracts from fear glands. Dressed in a ragged Scarecrow costume, he struck fear into the hearts of Gothamites. Scarecrow's toxic gas induced terrifying hallucinations, exploiting people's deepest fears. His encounters with Batman involved psychological manipulation and fear-inducing tactics, but Batman rose as the victor every time. Armed with his fear-inducing toxin, he can plunge victims into terrifying hallucinations, preying on their deepest fears as he taps into the darkest corners of their mind. Penguin. Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot, aka Penguin, debuted in Detective Comics issue number 58 in December 1941. He came from the Cobblepot family, but faced societal rejection due to his bird-like appearance. Shaped by childhood torment, Cobblepot embraced a criminal path when his mother died, and he lost everything in debt. He created his empire from scratch, fancying himself as the #1 gentleman of crime. From the Iceberg Lounge, a facade for his illegal operations, he used his intellect to become a savvy figure in Gotham's underworld. Driven by the thirst for wealth and power, Penguin engaged in criminal activities such as drug trade, money laundering, prostitution, and weapons smuggling. Unlike most Batman villains, Penguin is mentally stable and in complete control of his actions. Penguin's trademark umbrella conceals various lethal gadgets including a mini helicopter, capable of subduing his adversaries. Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul, the Demon's Head, made his debut in Batman number 232 in June 1971. He's an immortal radical eco-terrorist whose real name is Lost to Time. Driven by a belief that human evils harm the planet, he pursued their eradication by any means necessary, since time immemorial. Leading the League of Assassins, an international organization, he orchestrated global catastrophic events to fulfill his goals. This pitted him against Batman, a rare adversary he deemed worthy, even encouraging him to marry his daughter Talia al Ghul and continuing his bloodline to rule his perfect world. He's a master warrior, proficient in using weapons of all sorts. Practically immortal, he gets his body renewed in the Lazarus pits located at obscure locations. He's lost his sanity over time for its prolonged usage, but has recuperated from its effects. He can even possess other people by transferring his soul. A mastermind and brilliant leader, he can utilize his caustic touch to burn others. Two-Face. Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face, debuted in Detective Comics Volume 1, issue number 66 in August 1942. Initially struggling with dissociative identity disorder, Harvey Dent bore the scars of childhood abuse from his father, leading to the creation of a sinister secondary personality. Battling all odds, he rose as Gotham's revered district attorney and collaborated with Gordon and Batman to combat crime. However, Salvatore Maroni's acid attack shattered his equilibrium, leaving half of Dent's face horribly burnt and unleashing his suppressed duality. Mentally unhinged, he embraced the moniker Two-Face, relying on a scarred coin to dictate fate. His life now mirrored the coin's chance, embodying both justice and chaos. His clash with Batman is right from his early days, but instead of an adversary, Batman has always tried to treat him with compassion and reform his friend Harvey. Two-Face possesses no superhuman powers, but is an adept strategist and skilled hand-to-hand combatant. Adept in using firearms, he's completely unpredictable as all his actions are ruled by his coin. Dr. Hart. He made his first appearance in Batman issue number 156 in June 1963. Thomas Wayne was Bruce's ancestor and a devil worshipper. He tried to summon the bat god Barbatos, but was corrupted by Darkseid's hyper-adapter monster. He became immortal and eventually made contact with Bruce's father, Thomas Wayne, and created fake evidences against him, including fake drug and rape allegations. Taking the name Simon Hurt, He connected with Batman and made him volunteer in a space occlusion experiment and installed the phrase Zur-Anar in his mind to erase Bruce's Batman persona. He later created the replacement Batman program and the Black Glove team. He later released all the fake evidence about Thomas and Martha, erased the Batman persona, and put Bruce in a state of amnesia and returned as a corrupt Thomas Wayne, Bruce's father, igniting chaos across Gotham. However, Batman thwarted his plans and he was buried alive by Joker. He didn't die then, but was later killed in an explosion during Convergence. He's a master strategist, master manipulator, an expert in disguise and theatricality. Aided by his slow aging, he does a lot of groundwork over years against his enemy before striking. Bane. Bane debuted in Batman, Vengeance of Bane issue number 1 in January 1993. Born in the grim prison of Peña Duro, Bane encountered crime, violence, and death firsthand. He endured inhumane conditions and witnessed his mother's death. Driven to coma from an injury, he got visions of his future daunting self, subduing his fears, a giant colossal bat. Driven by an unyielding desire for freedom and power, he dedicated himself to physical and intellectual pursuits. Bane became the king of Peña Duro. Exposed to an experimental drug called Venom, he gained immense strength. Escaping the prison, Bane set his sights on Gotham City, seeking to conquer Batman and prove his dominance over fear. He orchestrated the Arkham Break and caused chaos throughout Gotham, weakening Batman one day at a time. Then finally, he attacked Wayne Manor and broke Bruce's spine, rendering him a handicap. He was later defeated by Jean-Paul Valley, who took up the Batman mantle after Bruce. Bane possesses superhuman strength, agility, and endurance, courtesy of the experimental drug, Venom. He's a powerhouse of violence, and his enemies mere twigs to be broken. He's immensely brilliant and strategic, with a mind that could even topple governments. The Batman Who Laughs. The Batman Who Laughs debuted in Dark Days, the casting issue, number 1, in September 2017. He came from Earth 22, where the Joker pushed Batman to his limits. Batman, in a desperate act to stop Joker's killing spree, had to kill him. Unfortunately, the Joker's nanotoxin from his dying heart infected Batman, transforming him into a twisted version of the Clown Prince of Crime. This hybrid of Batman and the Joker inherited Bruce Wayne's tactical genius and the Joker's ruthless madness. He killed everyone in his family and the entire Justice League, except for Damian, whom he transformed into a ruthless minion. He was motivated by a thirst for chaos, aiming to spread destruction across the multiverse. Driven by Barbatos, he commanded an army of dark Batmen from different realities to plunge Earth Zero into darkness. He later transferred his brain into the body of Dr. Batmanhattan and transformed into a god, the Darkest Knight. He was finally killed by Wonder Woman during the Heavy Metal event. He had no perceived weaknesses, physically or morally. His dark metal visor allowed him to see the deepest, most perverted desires of humans for him to manipulate. He had the power of teleportation, and he was a master of all known weaponry in the multiverse. In his Darkest Knight avatar, he had the powers of a god, creating new Earths and altering reality as he pleased. Joker. The Joker made his first appearance in Batman issue number 1 in April 1940. Very little is known about the origin of Joker or his real name, as they keep presenting themselves as different stories, much like a multiple-choice past. Sometimes he's a criminal henchman, sometimes a clown, but the one that comes the closest is the comedian. In this origin, Joker was a lab assistant turned failed comedian who got caught by Batman during a stint at Ace Chemicals with the Red Hood gang. Trying to run away from Batman, he fell into a vat of acid that bleached his skin and turned his hair green. To add to it, he turned full-blown insane, resorting to a world of crime and mayhem. He was later shot in the face that froze his face into a perma-grin. He's tried his best to disrupt Batman's war on crime and break him over time. His greatest exploits were killing Jason Todd, crippling Barbara Gordon, killing Gordon's wife Sarah, attacking the Justice League and Bruce's family, even creating 2 different versions of himself who operated as extended parts of his triplicate psyche. The Joker, devoid of superhuman abilities, relies on his proficiency in chemical engineering to craft lethal concoctions and employs thematic weaponry such as razor-tipped playing cards, deadly joy buzzers, and acid-spraying lapel flowers. It was recently revealed that he was trained in combat and manifesting different personalities like a super dissociative disorder by Batman's teacher, Daniel Capcio. Top 10 Teen Titans villains. Now let's embark on an electrifying journey into the world of Teen Titans villains who challenge the young heroes with a diverse range of powers, dark intentions, and epic battles as they strive to protect the world from the forces of chaos and destruction while fighting their own inner demons. Simon. Simon first appeared in the new Teen Titans issue number 3 in January 1981. While conducting experiments to contact other dimensions, physicist Simon Jones inadvertently attracted the attention of the demonic Trigon the Terrible. Transformed by Trigon, Jones gained potent psychic abilities, including telepathy and telekinesis, and was assigned the mission to destroy Earth. Adopting the name Simon, he responded to a call from the villain Dr. Light in the Underworld Star, joining the Fearsome Five. Simon quickly assumed leadership and, in their first battle against the Teen Titans, attempted to manipulate the heroes into killing the Justice League. Despite his cunning plan, the Five were ultimately defeated. He's a Grade 1 telepath and telekinetic capable of mind control and hypnosis, as well as illusion casting. Blackfire. Blackfire debuted in the New Teen Titans issue number 22 in August 1982. Princess Commander, the eldest daughter of Tamarin's royal family, faced a tragic destiny. Born on the day her city was attacked by the Citadel Empire, she was unjustly blamed for the devastation. Crippled by illness and unable to fly like her fellow Tamaranians, Commander endured hatred from her people. Denied her birthright due to her darker disposition, her privileges went to her younger siblings, Starfire and Wildfire. Sent for warrior training, Commander's hatred intensified, leading to her expulsion. Seeking vengeance, she joined the Citadel, betraying Tamarin and aiding in its conquest, including the enslavement of her sister, Coriander. She can control and shoot bolts of ultraviolet radiation. She boasts superior mortal combat skills than her siblings. Being a leader and a manipulator, she has entire armies under her control. Dr. Light. Light first appeared in Justice League of America issue number 12 in June 1962. Scientist Jacob Finley designed an advanced light-controlling suit for his superhero endeavors, but encountered an accidental demise at the hands of Arthur Light. Light, seizing the suit and adopting the moniker Dr. Light, occasionally contended with Finley's lingering spirit. Despite being haunted by Finley's ghost, Light could utilize the suit's light emissions to repel the spectral presence throughout the years. He was a serious adversary to the Justice League, but slowly he became a comedic villain when he crossed paths with the Teen Titans, who defeated him easily. It was later revealed that he was lobotomized into forgetting every hero's secret identity and was reduced to being a stupid adversary. He can manipulate light, enabling him to turn invisible, generate energy blasts, form force fields, and achieve flight. He can mentally repel photons, creating zones of total darkness, and can enhance his powers by absorbing ambient light from his surroundings. Cheshire, aka Jade Nguyen, debuted in New Teen Titans Annual Issue number 2 in 1983. She endured a troubled childhood and became a victim of slavery, later killing her oppressor. She was informally adopted by Chinese freedom fighter Wang Chan, learning guerrilla fighting from him. Married to the famed African assassin Kruen Musenda, she gained expertise in poisons. As a long-time rival of the Teen Titans, her life took a turn when Roy Harper, aka Speedy, went undercover. Instead of betraying her, they fell deeply in love. Roy, aware he couldn't turn her in, left, and Cheshire discovered his true identity later. Their passionate affair resulted in a daughter, Leanne, whom Roy raised. Cheshire is a highly skilled hand-to-hand combatant and one of the top martial artists in the DCU. Trained in rare martial arts, she's also a triple-jointed acrobat. Her fingernails, coated in various poisons, pose a significant threat in combat. Mammoth. Mammoth debuted in the New Teen Titans issue number 3 in January 1981. Baran Flinders and his twin sister, Celinda Flinders, natives of Australia, faced ridicule due to their differences. Baran, a timid yet physically imposing child, found protection in his sister, Celinda. Using their powers against tormentors, they were expelled from their hometown. Sent to Markovia for moral education under Dr. Helga Jace, they embraced a criminal path instead. Mammoth, a founding member of the Fearsome Five, became a foe of the Teen Titans, Superman, and the Outsiders. Devoted to his sister Celinda, he's a colossal figure with immense strength and durability, yet intellectually and emotionally underdeveloped. Terra. Tara Markov, aka Terra, debuted in New Teen Titans issue number 26 in December 1982. She was the illegitimate daughter of Markovia's king and Brian Markov's half-sister, gained Earth manipulation powers through Dr. Helga Jace's experiments. Her father, seeking to avoid scandal, sent her to the United States. Unlike her heroic brother Geoforce, Terra harbored deep psychological issues and malignant narcissism, believing in their right to rule Earth. Terra turned to a life of crime as a hitwoman, serving Deathstroke, the Terminator. She joined the Teen Titans and deceived them by staging a battle against Deathstroke, later operating as his spy and betraying the Titans without remorse. Ultimately, Terra had a psychological breakdown that resulted in her death. She was brought back to the New 52 Earth after Flashpoint happened. She possesses Earth manipulation powers and can use anything Earth-based to create any weapon or shape to subdue her enemies. Brother Blood. Sebastian Blood VIII, aka Brother Blood, debuted in the New Teen Titans issue number 21 in July 1982. Originating 700 years ago in the fictional nation of Zandia, the bloodline began when Brother Sebastian killed another priest to obtain what he believed to be Christ's prayer shawl. This pattern of patricide persisted through the generations, with the 8th Brother Blood being the first to envision expanding the Church of Blood beyond Zandia into a global power. The Titans faced challenges in confronting him, exacerbated by public opinion turned against them by Bethany Snow, a church member. Despite being defeated, Brother Blood exploited his followers' fanaticism by faking resurrections. His mind was later destroyed when he tried to covet Raven's powers. The prayer shawl granted him invulnerability and slowed aging, and he was capable of mind control and was a master manipulator. Monsieur Malar and the Brain. The Brain posed a significant challenge for the Doom Patrol with his vast intellect and potential mind-controlling capabilities. Once Malar transferred the Brain into Robot Man's body, where the Brain confessed love for Malar, and Malar reciprocated. However, Robot Man's newfound sentience triggered a self-destruct mechanism during their kiss. Despite their apparent demise, the Brain and Malar mysteriously returned, prompting the Brotherhood to seek genetic research for cloning and a new body. Facing the breakdown of his cloned body, the Brain instructed Malar to detach his head, placing his brain in another jar to survive. Both of them have remained engaged with the Doom Patrol in face-offs and misadventures now and then. Red Jack. Red Jack debuted in Doom Patrol Volume 2, issue number 23 in June 1989. Jack's origins remained mysterious, yet he endured for an extended period, deriving sustenance from the suffering of others. He claimed to be both God and Jack the Ripper, yet there's no solid proof to back that theory. His peculiar habit involved maintaining a sizable array of live butterflies pinned to the walls of his interdimensional mansion. Following the Doom Patrol's victory over the Scissormen, Jack seized the comatose Rhea Jones with the intention of marrying her and fathering a child. Despite the Doom Patrol infiltrating his hideout, Jack overwhelmed both Cliff Steele and Rebus. However, Crazy Jane intervened by releasing his captive butterflies, depleting his source of power. Weakened, Jack fell victim to Rhea, who briefly awakened and fatally stabbed him with his own knife. Darren Jones. Darren Jones first appeared in Doom Patrol Volume 2, issue number 35 in August 1990. Very little is known about his origins, just that he was renowned for aspiring to be the most ordinary man in the world. However, his true identity contradicted this desire. Jones was fixated on eliminating anything strange or peculiar from the world, resorting to extreme measures to achieve his objective. In pursuit of his goals, he established the counterfeit Men from Nowhere as his personal agents of death. Their initial mission involved an attempt to assassinate Danny the Street, but they were thwarted with assistance from the Doom Patrol, who defeated both Jones and the Ursat's Men from Nowhere. In retaliation, Danny exacted revenge by dressing Jones in drag just before his superior could witness him. Jones remained oblivious to his own weirdness, possessing peculiar tools and abilities, including the enigmatic Delirium box. Mr. Nobody. Eric Morden, aka Mr. Nobody, first appeared in Doom Patrol issue number 86 in March 1964. Once a scientist affiliated with the Brotherhood of Evil, he faced a dire threat from former teammates, the Brain and Monsieur Malar, compelling him to hide in Paraguay for many years. Desiring reintegration into society, he subjected himself to experiments by an ex-Nazi scientist, gaining the ability to extract sanity from humans. However, the process drove him to madness. Transformed into a two-dimensional artistic representation of a shadow with a heart-shaped void on his chest, he abandoned the Brotherhood of Evil to establish the Brotherhood of Dada. This new group, composed of like-minded and unstable individuals, shared a singular goal: to sow chaos and disrupt the established order, only to be stopped by the Doom Patrol. Endowed with ambiguous godlike abilities, he paid the price with the sacrifice of his humanity and sanity. He has the power to manipulate reality, take possession of individuals, and effortlessly traverse through time and space. Scissormen. The Scissormen first appeared in Doom Patrol Volume 2, issue number 19 in February 1989. The Scissormen, eerie inquisitors reigning over Orquith, worship a god dwelling at the mythical crossroads of realities. Cloaked in red and black, their faces appear featureless, covered in the same material as their attire. Their speech mirrors Dada poetry, a chaotic collage of rearranged words. Though humanoid in shape, they disintegrate into mere fabric when struck forcefully. Armed with giant scissors instead of hands, they brutally sever individuals from reality itself. Ultimately, the Scissormen met their demise alongside Orquith, unraveling due to a contradiction exposed in the resolution of a modified traditional riddle. Candlemaker. Candlemaker first appeared in Doom Patrol Volume 2, issue number 51 in January 1992. The Candlemaker is an egregore born from historical crisis, personifying threats like World War III and nuclear devastation. It was banished from the physical plane aeons ago. Seizing an opportunity through Dorothy Spinner's unique power to materialize imaginary beings, it infiltrated her subconscious but became ensnared and patiently awaited liberation. Dorothy, facing torment from bullies, unwittingly unleashed it when it promised her 3 wishes. The first wish resulted in a gruesome fate for a bully. Fearing its malevolence, Dorothy confined it mentally. However, subsequent events forced its resurgence. Dorothy's final wish for her teammate Joshua's revival inadvertently set the Candlemaker free, fulfilling her wish but devastated her when the Candlemaker killed Joshua. The Candlemaker possesses a distinctive physiology with 3 eyes, only one with a pupil and a crown of candle emerging from its head. He has the power of energy projection, lethal touch, dimensional manipulation, and superhuman strength. Decreator. The Decreator first appeared in Doom Patrol Volume 2, issue number 32 in May 1990. The book of unwritten cult believed that when God said, "Let there be light," during Earth's creation, it casted a shadow, birthing the Decreator, an entity hell-bent on annihilation, impervious to reason. Dedicated to wiping out all existence, the Decreator wielded the power to make things vanish spontaneously. Defeating it seemed impossible until Crazy Jane figured out a way to slow it down, making its progress inconspicuous. The Decreator continues erasing existence and making things disappear, but it's happening so slowly that it doesn't really make a difference. Operating as the shadow of God, the Decreator lacks personality, morals, or allegiance to good or evil. It doesn't erase things out of malice or pleasure, but merely follows its innate nature. Top 10 Justice League villains. What happens when there's such a threat which is impossible for any hero to handle alone? Well, you call the Justice League. Now, let's look at the top 10 villains whose powers know no bounds, who changed the face of the DC multiverse, and if not for the heroes, our Earth would not stand a chance. Starro, the Conqueror. Starro first appeared in The Brave and the Bold issue number 28 in March 1960. Starro is an alien parasitic starfish that came to Earth to conquer it. It reproduced spores which were identical copies of itself to mind control human beings and make them do their bidding, while he kept them happy in a mental simulation and absorbed their brain power. In their first encounter, Justice League defeated Starro with quicklime, while a portion of it survived. It's kept coming back ever since and has reached its towering imposition many times, where it was able to reproduce spores asexually. But the League was always there to stop it and thwart its evil plans. Starro's one of the villains who has even fought the Avengers. It wields a humanoid central mind directing spores resembling Terran starfish. As an asexual entity, Starro spores generate clones, acting under its command. These parasites attach to humanoids' faces, taking control of the host's nervous system. While smaller ones exhibit energy manipulation, flight and regeneration, larger versions possess invulnerability, telepathy, mental manipulation, inducing slumber, and accessing thoughts via dreams. Extant and Parallax. Post-Crisis on Infinite Earth, Extant, who went by the identity of Monarch and the superhero Hawk previous to that, joined forces with another hero, Hal Jordan, who was taken over by the parasite Parallax. They wanted to shape the DC universe as they deemed fit. During Zero Hour Crisis, Parallax and Extant unleashed entropy, bringing characters like Batgirl and Triumph from another timeline to New Earth, causing widespread chaos. Parallax, driven by the desire to avert Coast City's destruction, faced opposition from a united group of heroes led by the Time Trapper. Their strategy involved wielding the Cosmic Egg, a potent weapon to reset time and forge a Parallax-free universe. Despite numerous obstacles and setbacks, the heroes persisted in their mission. Parallax, working covertly, complicated their efforts to prevent complete universe destruction. Eventually, the heroes overcame challenges, deploying the Cosmic Egg to reset time and birth a new universe. The altered reality posed fresh problems, necessitating the heroes' renewed collaboration against new threats. Crime Syndicate. The Crime Syndicate first appeared in Justice League of America, issue number 29 in August 1964. The Crime Syndicate, malevolent counterparts to the Justice League hailing from Earth 3, initially featured Atomica, Deathstorm, Grid, Johnny Quick, The Martian, The Outsider, Owlman, Power Ring, Sea King, Superwoman, and Ultraman. The Crime Syndicate was destroyed in the Crisis and resurrected later multiple times, but that has never stopped them from attacking Earth Zero and getting their evil plans thwarted by the Justice League. In New 52, they attacked Earth during the Trinity War. They were eventually taken down and most of them died, but were again resurrected by Perpetua. During Death Metal, all the members of Crime Syndicate died, but were resurrected along with Earth 3 when the multiverse was rebuilt. All the metas in the Crime Syndicate are evil images of different members of Justice League, sporting powers akin to them and facing off their Earth Zero counterparts whenever a battle between them ensues. Barbatos. Barbatos first appeared in Dark Days, the casting issue number 1 in September 2017. In the primordial era preceding the formation of the multiverse, a transformative spark birthed both matter and antimatter. This genesis gave rise to the World Forger, an entity tasked with observing future creations. Nestled in the Forge of Worlds within the Sea of Possibilities, it meticulously crafted universes based on the aspirations and fears of all lifeforms. Stabled universes integrated into the main multiverse, while the World Forger, employing its dragon Barbatos, eradicated unstable realms, recycling their energy in the Forge. Over time, Barbatos's destructive inclinations led it to get rid of its master, corrupting the Forge and allowing the persistence of unstable worlds in the Dark Multiverse. He later attacked Earth-Zero with a plethora of Dark Batmen from the Dark Multiverse during the Dark Knights metal event. All the heroes of Earth had to stand together to stop Barbatos from plunging all existence into the Dark Multiverse. Barbatos, the Cosmic Dragon, possesses invulnerability to positive matter attacks. His cosmic awareness spans realities and origins of the Dark Multiverse. His enhanced senses witness ancient conflicts. A master of reality alteration, Barbatos creates dark worlds and induces visions of failure. Illusion casting, immortality, transmutation, energy absorption, and size alteration complete his cosmic arsenal. Necron. Necron first appeared in Tales of the Green Lantern Corps issue number 2 in July 1981. Necron, the embodiment of death and ruler of the land of the unliving adjacent to Hell in the DC universe, acted as the overseer of a realm bordering limbo and purgatory. This domain served as the transitional space where departed souls awaited passage to either the Silver City or Hell. Necron derived power from the accumulated souls and spirits of the deceased. His awareness of the DC universe was sparked when Krona accidentally ventured into his realm, prompting Necron's relentless attempts to seize control. Initiating the Blackest Night event, he created black rings resurrecting deceased heroes, leading an undead army against Earth. Despite initial defeat, the combined strength of all heroes banished Necron. Necron's powers are limitless, deeming him the most potent dark force in the DC universe. His abilities encompass raising the dead, lethal touch even against Guardians, emitting bolts of black lightning, and boundless growth. Necron contends with universal forces like the Life Entity and can even banish the Spectre through touch, exploiting his soullessness. He even withstood Antimatter Blast from Anti-Monitor once. Anti-Monitor. Anti-Monitor first appeared in Crisis on Infinite Earths issue number 2 in May 1985. Following the emergence of the original multiverse, the incomprehensible being Over-Monitor detected life sprouting within the burgeoning realms of the multiverse. Intrigued and desiring to engage with the lesser life forms emerging, he crafted a probe monitor. Not equipped to navigate the intricacies of life and the passage of time, the probe monitor instantly bifurcated upon encountering the multiverse itself. One became the Monitor, representing positive matter and goodness, and the other one, Anti-Monitor, embodying antimatter and malevolence. This version of Anti-Monitor was the one that caused the Crisis on Infinite Earths. However, his actual origins were revealed in the Rebirth era. In the 6th dimension, Super Celestial Perpetua created Morbius, the Anti-Monitor, alongside his brothers Mar-Novu, the Monitor, and Altheus, the World Forger, assigning them the role of monitoring specific realms. Anti-Monitor was tasked to prevent the breach of the light of creation into the greater Omniverse, and stipulating that if any of them, Anti-Monitor, his brothers, or Perpetua, were destroyed, they would regenerate in the 6th dimension. His powers know no bounds. He's the embodiment of the anti-life equation and antimatter energy, and can destroy universes and absorb their energy into himself. He's feared across the DC Omniverse and is called an anti-god. The Batman Who Laughs. Although the Batman Who Laughs was listed as a Batman villain in our video previously, he's no less than a cosmic-level threat to the entire multiverse. He single-handedly led the Dark Knights to destroy Earth-Zero during the Metal event. He later manipulated Lex and defeated the Legion of Doom and even captured the Phantom Stranger and Nyx Uotan to learn the secrets of Perpetua. During the Death Metal event, he was the one who changed reality with the powers of Perpetua and created the Nightmare Metalverse. In his Darkest Night avatar, he created the Last 52, his evil planets from Dark Multiverse, and set them against the heroes of Earth-Zero. As the Darkest Night, he even battled Perpetua, the mother of the multiverse, and killed her. If not for the combined effort of the heroes, it would have been impossible to stop the Batman Who Laughs. Darkseid. Darkseid first appeared in Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen issue number 134 in December 1970. In the tumultuous realm of Apocalypse, Yuga Khan and Hegra introduced their sons, Drax and the cunning Uxas, into the chaotic world. Yuga Khan's thirst for supremacy led him to seek the Source's power, culminating in his imprisonment within the unyielding Source Wall. With his father's demise, Drax, the elder son, became destined for Apocalypse's rule. Yet, Uxas harbored an ambitious desire for the throne, both fixating on acquiring the Omega Force from the Source, a power promising godlike ascendancy. In the ominous Infinity Pit, a malevolent confrontation unfolded. Drax pursued the Omega Force, but Uxas, driven by ruthless cunning, killed his brother, absorbing the godly energy. This transformation turned Uxas into Darkseid, the living embodiment of the Omega Effect, endowed with unprecedented power. Darkseid's ascent marked a ruthless reshaping of Apocalypse's power dynamics. Darkseid, an immortal new god, absorbed the Omega Force, granting unimaginable powers, making him indestructible with superhuman strength. He wields the Omega Sanction, a temporal cage, and his deadly Omega beams track and annihilate targets. telepathic and telekinetic, Darkseid possesses mother boxes for healing and creating boom tubes, enabling multiversal teleportation. He absorbs powers from slain gods, growing stronger after each encounter. In Final Crisis, he banished Batman to the Omega Sanction. Only Flash and Batman in the Justice League animated series have evaded his Omega beams. Perpetua. Perpetua first appeared in Justice League Volume 4, Issue number 8 in November 2018. Perpetua, one of the hands in the greater omniverse from the 6th dimension, held the distinction of being the inaugural creator of the multiverse and the mother of the Monitor, Anti-Monitor, and the World Forger. Revered as the most feared being in the expansive multiverse, she eclipsed her siblings in overseeing the infinite multiverses. Her influence on Mobius caused the crisis on Infinite Earths and subsequent historical crisis. After the metal event shattered the Source Wall, Perpetua resurfaced with a desire to annihilate the current multiverse, replacing it with a new iteration, devoid of memories. This envisioned multiverse aimed for self-sustainability, perpetually running in an autonomous, renewing loop. She was seemingly killed by the Darkest Night during the death metal event. She's an omnipotent cosmic being far stronger than a god, with powers beyond fathom. She can create and destroy entire multiverses just by a mere thought. Traveling through dimensions, she has the power to bestow superpowers to anyone and control entire planets to do her bidding. The Great Darkness. The Great Darkness first appeared in Swamp Thing Volume 2, Issue number 49 in June 1986. The Great Darkness was all that existed in the beginning in the primordial void alongside the Presence. Then an anomaly happened. Perpetua caused the Big Bang and created the multiverse. The light of the multiverse expanded as new universes were born, and the Great Darkness had to retreat and hide. It was awoken by the cult Brugeria during Crisis on Infinite Earths. Since then, the Great Darkness had influenced his agents to create multiple crises to wipe away all light and make nothing to be everything. His agents, who had no idea that they were working for him, included major arc-defining characters such as Magog, Necron, Anti-Monitor, Superboy Prime, Mandrak, Trigon, Barbatos, and even Darkseid. The Great Darkness possesses near omnipotence, surpassing the light. It's omnipresent and encompasses all existence. With chronokinesis, it can age or rejuvenate. As the embodiment of darkness, its arrival shrouds creation. The Great Darkness manifests in various forms and can distribute powers to others, enslaving them effortlessly. It wields teleportation across time and space, mind control and eternal immortality, predating the multiverse and the Overvoid itself. Marvelous verdict. That concludes our list for top 100 DC villains. But my villainous vanguards, rest assured that we've not seen the last of them. Their resurgence is inevitable, and with every passing breath, new villains emerge in some corner of the DC Omniverse. When any of them secures a spot on our top 100 list, we stand ready to document their villainous exploits. Let this be your go-to video for DC villains. Please let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Until the next sinister scheme, long live the villains.